What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. This is another installment of the series Plant-Based, and the plant that we are going to talk about today is the Jade Plant. Here's my Jade Plant. I purchased this Jade Plant from plantbased.com. It is also called Crassula ovata, and it is also called a money plant, money tree, money plant. I think the pot size might be a 3 or 4 inch. It's in a cover pot. I love cover pots. I love grow pots and cover pots. This thing I got from IKEA years ago though. I don't know if y'all can see that. It says soccer at the bottom. I did recently browse the IKEA website to see if they have more pots, and I do plan on making a pretty decent order of these. This might be a 4 inch, 3 or 4 inch. I like to keep my plants in a cover pot because usually when I water them, I will top then bottom water them. So I will water this just like this in this pot until like there's water just in the bottom, and then I'll let the water at the bottom sit, and then maybe for about an hour, and then I will dump it if there's any water left. I often find that there is not a lot of water left. I purchased this one from plantbased.com. The Jade Plant, I almost killed this plant too. But what I notice about this plant is that it gets mushy. They say it gets mushy when you overwater it. But I'm finding that also one of the signs of it being underwatered is because it being mushy. Mushy, like you can tell on the leaves when the leaves are a little bit softer. When you first get the jade, or a healthy jade I should say, is usually pretty taut. It's pretty firm because it is a succulent. I found that when this plant got soft, I felt like I overwatered it. I don't know why. I felt like maybe I forgot that I had watered it, and then I watered it when I shouldn't have. But this plant was pretty mushy. I let it be mushy for a while until I started seeing like the stems turn dark, because that's when you really know it's starting to die. And then I watered it, and it just plumped right back up. The leaves on this plant have started to get soft again, so I'm guessing it's time, or it's telling me that it wants water. The last time I watered this plant was January 24th, and it is now February 20th. So I watered this one, even though it's tiny, about a month. It does not like to be overwatered. One of the common mistakes in keeping these plants is overwatering. It likes to be dry, it does not like humidity, and it likes bright light. I feel like some sites say bright direct, and then some sites say bright indirect. My son, he got these heart stickers for Valentine's Day, and he's been putting them on all my plants. But I keep this in a west facing window, and pretty much I feel like it's not direct, but it's some decent light. It does have a little sunburn spots on the bottom of the leaves. I don't mind it, I'm gonna be honest with you. It is time to water this plant though. This plant, when I first got it, it was very, very green. I feel like it definitely looked better when I first got it. I'm not gonna lie. Like the leaves, now to me it looks a bit dry. I don't know if y'all can tell. But one thing I will say that I am happy with is that this thing is growing. I've seen a pretty big jade plant. When I first got it, I was like, this is not gonna get that big, is it? But then I came across a pretty big jade plant, and I'm very excited for this to be humongous. So when I first got it, I don't know if y'all can see, it has like 3 stems. It has 3 stems, and it had just 3 stems, But if you look at it from the top, it looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heads, and it's because the stems split. And I love it. Like, I love the structure of this plant. I love how it grows. I love how it feels. Like, even though right now the leaves are a little bit soft on the soft side, it still feels like a pretty strong, stable, solid structure. I am going to water her today. And I kind of keep her on her own in the in the west facing window. I don't know why I keep saying south, but I keep her on her own in the west facing window. I love getting close-ups of plants. Like when I'm watching videos, I like to see close-ups of the plant. But I want to say that when I first got it, the entire plant was all this bright, fresh green. And then it has kind of turned to this darker matte green since I almost killed it. But it has split quite a few times. Like this stem has split once and then twice. And then this stem has split here and then here. And then this stem has split a whole lot. Like it was literally 3 branches when I first got it. And it's definitely grown. So despite the fact that I almost killed it, it is still growing, which makes me happy. So I water this plant about once every 30 days. I keep it away from the humidity. It is in the same room as the rest of the plants that get humidity, but it's a few feet away on its own in pretty much direct or dappled west sunlight, and I feel like it's doing fine. Maybe I should take it out. Maybe it'll do better if I take it out and just give it indirect light. I did lose quite a bit of the soil. I'm not sure why. I feel like I don't know, like, where did the soil go? So I ended up mixing some soil together. I put some of this grower mix soil. It has perlite in it. I also added pumice. Plantarina says to use pumice. So I use pumice. I like pumice too. And I also put some worm castings in here, and I kind of just gave it some fresh soil, and I watered it. It popped back up, like it plumped back right back up after I watered it. 30 days later, it's time to water it again. That's the jade plant. I feel like this plant is no fuss. I also feel like it's very hard to kill, especially with the stress that I put it through. It reached a point where it needed water and it got soft, and for some reason, and because I have a good number of plants now, I wouldn't say I got the jungles that some of these plant people have, but I have a good number of plants. When it got soft, I thought I overwatered it, and so I didn't water it. I probably didn't water this plant for over 2 to 3 months. I want to see when I got it. I feel like I got it in like September or November. And the cute thing about deskplants.com, I want to say, is for this plant in particular, I think I got another plant from Desk Plants and they didn't do the same thing, but for this plant in particular, they sent me emails letting me know that my plant was probably a little thirsty. I got this on the 31st. Is that Halloween? Keep in mind, people, that your plant could be mushy because it needs water just as much as your plant could be mushy because you overwatered it. Pretty easy. She survived a 2-month drought, popped right back up. Her leaves have not gone back or reverted back to what they once were. Maybe if I pull it back from that window or give it less direct sunlight. It hasn't been directly in the window because of the cold drafts, and I've moved all of my plants out of the window because it's a draft, and I feel like they're all doing better. But I don't have her directly in the window anymore, but I'm probably gonna put her back in the window. It might be sun stressed because they look like old dry leaves. They don't look as shiny and plump and fresh as they did when I first got it. But that is my jade plant. I'll leave a link to this plant below. I do plan on getting another one. I might get a few. This is Mason's favorite plant too. Just had to say that. Did I take his sticker off? I think I did. I took his heart sticker off. But this is Mason's favorite plant. Like, favorite plant. Like, this is the plant that he actually likes. He'll pick it up and just look at it. I love it. I'm glad I bought it. At first, I was like before I even got it, I wasn't that excited. I was like, oh, it's just a jade, and I love it. Like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love how you can pet it. But that is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.